Today day 2 of Navratri. Being a Friday, we will make puttu, Arise Puttu, which is a very special Naivedyam for Devi Ma. Arise Puttu. For this, I have soaked 1 cup of raw rice. It has been soaking for 1 hour now. This is the single polish rice, so that is why you will find the color is slightly brownish. Now drain out the rice from the water and spread it out on a clean white cloth like this. Now just allow it to dry for about 20-25 minutes. It is 20 minutes now. See, when you just touch the rice, only a few grains should stick to it like that. So now we can collect this rice and transfer it into our blender jar, and we will make it into a powder. See, now we will sieve this rice powder. We have sieved it. Now this we will just run it once again in the blender jar and sieve it a second time. Whatever you have left, keep it aside, then you can mix it with any, whenever you grind for idli or dosa. So we want to use only this fine flour. I have transferred the rice flour into a deep bowl for easier handling and add just a pinch of salt to it, just that much, that's all. Here I kept some water for heating. It should not boil, it should just be slightly hot. So now this water, take little by little at a time and add it to the flour and mix it well. Don't add too much water at a time, then you will not get the correct consistency. See, the texture should be a crumbled like this. You have to just sprinkle some water, that's all. Don't add too much. I'll just take it back into my blender jar and just give it a pulse for 30 seconds, that's it. So that we get a uniform consistency. See, now we will bring it back here. We will get a perfect texture for your puttu. See, when you hold it with your hand, it should hold like this. I kept some water for boiling in my steamer pan. Now in a steamer plate, I am just placing a clean white cloth on this and we will transfer this prepared rice powder. Just cover it on all 4 sides and make it like a bundle. When the water starts boiling, place this for steaming and steam it for about 10 to 15 minutes on a medium flame. It is 15 minutes now. Let's open it and check. Carefully remove this. To check if it is done, just put a spoon in it, it should not stick to it. Or else another way which my grandmother used to do, she would say take a small bit of this and you should be able to roll it like, see my party, that is my grandmother used to say, if you roll it like this, it should come like a wick. You should be able to roll it like this. Now we will remove this and transfer it back into the bowl. Allow it to cool so that it again becomes a uniform crumble. When cool, you can make it into a powdery crumble like this with your fingers, or you can again pulse it in the mixie just for 30 seconds. Remember, we used to do this method even when we make parupusli, so then we get a lovely crumble. Now take about 2 tablespoons of ghee in a pan. Add some cashew nuts to that. When the cashews become a golden brown color, I am adding 2 tablespoons of fresh grated coconut, and now when the ghee is hot itself, we can fry the grated coconut also in this. Fry the coconut well. Now switch off the flame. Now adding this powdered rice, steamed rice to it, and also add jaggery powder. So for 1 cup of rice, add the required quantity jaggery powder, 1 cup of jaggery powder, and now add some cardamom powder for flavor and mix it all well together. See, normally, traditionally when we make the rice puttu, we make jaggery into a syrup, make it into a soft ball stage and add. But nowadays we get excellent jaggery powder with no mud or dust particles in it, and it becomes very easy to get the perfect consistency. See, it should just be like a powder. So especially on Navratri Fridays in South India, we make this puttu to offer to Devi, and also to all ladies who come home. We can even pack it in small covers and give it to them. Ladies, children, whoever visits us on Navratri. See, a perfectly done puttu of the right consistency is now ready to be offered as Naivedyam to Devi Ma. Namaste. Navratri is the time when we welcome Ma Durga in her 9 avatars with a pious mind and a healthy heart, so that she stays with us and blesses us. It is important to chant mantras not because it is going to please Devi, but because it helps to purify and cleanse your soul. Day 2 of Navratri, we celebrate her as Brahmacharini. As Brahmacharini, she undertakes extreme penance. Brahma has also got the meaning of tapa or penance, and Charini means an ardent female follower of what? Of this tapas. So she undertakes extreme tapas in this form. Why does she take upon this tapas? We have seen that on day 1 we saw that she incarnates as Mother Parvati, the daughter of the Himalayas, or Parvatraja, also known as Haimavati, because she is daughter of Himavan, the king of the mountains. Now here also one day Narada visits Parvati's home and says that in this birth also you are destined to marry Shiva, who was your husband in your previous birth as Sati. But there is a condition. For that you have to take extreme penance. You have to do a lot of penance, a lot of tapas to attain him. It is not going to be easy. So Parvati is, again she would love to marry Shiva only. So she agrees and she goes into the forest to take up this extreme tapas or penance. She stays under the open sky for thousands of years just doing penance. She lives on just fruits and flowers for 1,000 years. 100 years she eats only vegetables, and then on for another 300 years she lives just on leaves, on dry leaves which have fallen from the tree. That is why, and after that she even gives up eating that also. That is why one of the names of Parvati is also Aparna. Parna in Sanskrit means leaf. Aparna, one who did not consume even a leaf. That is the kind of rigorous penance which she took up. And she exposed herself to all the vagaries of nature. In the hot sun, when the icy winds blow, all the time she was just sitting there in the open forest and doing tapas. At the end of it, her body had become very weak and fragile. Seeing this, one day her mother, who had come to see her, saw this and felt very sad looking at the weak and frail body of her daughter. And her mother Maina says, "Ooh, Ma," looking at her. And they say that is how later on she also got the name as Uma or Uma. Parvati, Uma, Haimavati, all referring to Devi Ma. The news of this severe penance reaches Brahma. So then he comes to her and tells Parvati, You have done a lot of penance, there is no need to do any more penance, and he blesses her that she will definitely be united with Shiva and obtain Shiva as her husband in this birth also. And Parvati is very happy, and again Shiva and Parvati are reunited with each other. And he tells her it is only she who could do such a severe penance, that was only because of her true love and affection for Shiva. So as we said, she is worshipped as Brahmacharini, the one who does extreme penance or tapas. So people pray to this form of Brahmacharini to help them during their Navratri fasting. Navratri also people observe, as I told you earlier, different kinds of fasts. Some people live even without salt or only with milk and fruits, whatever. So to be able to continue that strict regime, and it's a kind of tapas, and continue that severe penance, people pray to Brahmacharini so that they are ultimately rewarded with her blessings too. If you want to look at it in today's parlance, today women hold senior positions in various fields. There is no field which women have not entered, whether at ISRO or whether as great doctors or even in the army. Women have shown their superiority everywhere. And this, as all students today know, is not possible without that severe tapas or penance. Even if you are a student who is appearing for your 10th, 12th or pre-engineering exam, engineering entrance, medical entrance, or you are studying medicine, whatever it might be, that itself is a severe tapas or penance. So in relation to that, as students, all women, everybody, every student, especially women, we have to do a lot of tapas in the form of concentration in your studies, tapas in the form of concentration in the work you do, so that you achieve the magnificent results which we want, just as Parvati achieved her goal too. The form of Brahmacharinima teaches us penance, devotion, restraint and solitude. So even when we are faced with any adversity, be it at home, be it in office or as a student, when we pray to Brahmacharini, we get the strength to continue with our penance and not give up easily. So if possible, you can offer your worship on all 9 days. The first 3 days of Navratri, we worship her as Durga. Next 3 days, we worship Ma as Ma Lakshmi. And the last 3 days as Ma Saraswati. In case this is not possible, you can perform your worship on day 7, 8 and 9 to Ma Durga, Ma Lakshmi and Ma Saraswati. It gives us immense benefits. So let us again pray one to get to Ma Devi for all her blessings to every one of us. Periyava Sharanam. We will meet again tomorrow with day 3 of Navratri.